I need someone who can really provide, she said while I paid for everything, so I stopped paying. Now her rich man is bankrupt, and she's working 3 jobs. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. I should have seen it coming. Looking back now, all the signs were there. The way Anna would scroll through Instagram for hours, pausing on posts of couples at expensive restaurants or vacation photos from places I'd never heard of. The little comments about what her co-workers' boyfriends bought them. The way she'd sigh when we ordered pizza instead of going out. But at the time, I thought we were happy. We'd been together for 2.5 years, living together for the last 18 months. I made decent money in IT, nothing crazy, but enough to cover our rent, groceries, her car payment, and dinners out when she wanted them. Anna worked part-time at a boutique downtown, which basically covered her shopping habits and not much else. I didn't mind picking up the slack. That's what you do when you love someone, right? Do you ever think about, I don't know, making more money? Anna asked one Thursday evening. I was making spaghetti while she sat at our kitchen counter, scrolling through her phone as usual. I mean, I'm doing okay. We're comfortable. Comfortable. Yeah. She paused, and I could hear her finger tapping against the screen. Mia's boyfriend just got promoted to regional manager. They're going to Bali next month. That's nice for them. Is that all you're going to say? Don't you want to do more? Be more. I looked up from the pot. What do you mean? She shrugged, not meeting my eyes. Nothing. Forget it. These conversations became more frequent over the next few weeks. Anna would mention someone's new car, someone's promotion, someone's engagement ring. Always followed by that same expectant look, like she was waiting for me to announce I'd suddenly become wealthy overnight. Then she started coming home later. I grabbed drinks with some people from work, she'd say, or I went to this new yoga class. Her phone was always face down now, and she'd grab it quickly whenever it buzzed. I noticed, but didn't say anything. I've never been the jealous type, and I didn't want to start acting like I didn't trust her. The breaking point came on a Tuesday night in October. Anna had been distant for weeks, giving me one-word answers and spending most of her time in the bedroom with the door closed. I finally couldn't take it anymore. Anna, we need to talk. You've been different lately. She was sitting on the couch, laptop open but not really looking at it. Different how? Distant. Like you don't want to be here. She sighed and closed the laptop. Mike, I've been thinking a lot about us. My stomach dropped. Okay. I feel like I'm settling. Like, we're just existing. Going through the motions. I thought we were happy. Happy. She laughed, but there was no humor in it. Mike, look around. This apartment, this life, it's so ordinary. I need someone who can really provide for me. Someone with ambition. I provide for you. I pay for almost everything that's not what I mean. She stood up and started pacing. Richard, he's successful. He has vision. He's going places. Richard. Her face flushed slightly. I met him a few weeks ago at that coffee place on 5th Street. God, Mike, he's everything you're not. He drives a BMW. He's got this amazing condo downtown with floor-to-ceiling windows. He talks about expanding his business to Europe. I felt like I'd been punched. So you're leaving me for him. I'm leaving you for me. For the life I deserve. She was already heading toward the bedroom. You're sweet, Mike, but you're just safe. And I'm tired of safe. I stood there while she packed, listening to her explain how Richard took her to restaurants I couldn't afford, how he wore suits that cost more than I made in a month, how he talked about buying a house in the hills. Every word felt like a knife, but I didn't argue. What was the point? I hope you'll understand someday, she said, dragging her suitcase toward the door. I'm not trying to hurt you. I just can't pretend anymore that this is enough. The door closed, and she was gone. I sat on the couch for a long time after that, staring at the space where her laptop had been. Then I went to my computer and started going through our shared accounts. Her car payment, $340 a month. Insurance, $150. Half the rent, $800. Groceries, usually around $400. Dinners out, another $300 or so. Her phone bill, $75. I'd been covering about $2,000 a month of her expenses without really thinking about it. It had just seemed normal after a while. I canceled her car payment first. Then I called my landlord and explained that I'd be the only one on the lease going forward. The shared credit card got closed next. Her phone would work until the end of the billing cycle. I wasn't angry exactly. More like clear-headed. Anna had told me exactly what she valued, and it wasn't me. At least she'd been honest about it. Over the next few weeks, I heard bits and pieces through mutual friends. Anna was living in Richard's amazing condo, posting pictures of expensive dinners and weekend trips. She looked happy in the photos, happier than she'd looked with me in months. Then things started falling apart. "Did you hear about Anna?" my friend Jake asked when we met for beers about a month later. "What about her?" "Richard's place got foreclosed on. Turns out he was behind on payments for like 6 months. They had to move out in the middle of the night." I took a sip of my beer. "Huh, that's not even the worst part. His BMW got repossessed right in front of her work. She had to call an Uber." The stories kept coming over the next few weeks. Richard's business was actually just him drowning in credit card debt, buying things he couldn't afford to maintain an image. When everything collapsed, he didn't just lose his stuff, he disappeared entirely. Left Anna with a bunch of bills she couldn't pay and nowhere to live. She started texting me in early December. "Hey, can we talk?" I stared at the message for a few minutes before responding. "About what?" "I made a mistake. Richard wasn't what I thought." "Okay. That's it. Just okay. What do you want me to say?" "I want to fix this. Can I come over?" "I don't think that's a good idea." The call started a few days later. Anna crying, explaining how Richard had lied about everything, how she was staying with friends and picking up extra shifts just to make rent. I listened, but didn't offer to help. "I know you're angry," she said during one particularly long call. "But we had something real." "Did we?" "Because from where I'm sitting, it seems like you were pretty clear about what you wanted." "I was stupid, Mike. I was shallow and materialistic, and I threw away the best thing I had." "Maybe. Maybe? That's all you're going to say?" "What do you want me to say, Anna?" She hung up. The final attempt came right before Christmas. I was getting home from work when I saw her sitting on the steps outside my building. She looked tired, older somehow. Her hair wasn't as perfectly styled as it used to be, and she was wearing a coat I recognized from 2 years ago. "Anna, you can't just shut me out like this." "I'm not shutting you out. You left. I made a mistake. People make mistakes." I unlocked the front door, but didn't invite her up. "Yeah, they do. So forgive me. We can start over." "Why would I do that?" She stared at me like I'd slapped her. Because we loved each other. Because 2.5 years has to mean something. It does mean something. It means I learned what you value in a relationship. She followed me into the lobby, talking faster now. "I was wrong about all of that. I don't care about money or nice things. I just want us back. You cared enough to leave. But I came back." I stopped at the elevator and turned to face her. "Anna, you didn't come back to me. You came back because Richard couldn't give you what you wanted either." Her face crumpled. That's not true, isn't it?" The elevator arrived, and I stepped inside. She didn't follow. I didn't hear from her again until March. A text asking if we could meet for coffee, saying it was important. Against my better judgment, I agreed. She was already there when I arrived, sitting at a corner table with 2 cups in front of her. She'd gotten my order right: black coffee, no sugar. Some habits die hard. "You look good," she said as I sat down. "Really good. Thanks. I've been thinking about us a lot. About what we had." I took a sip of coffee. "Anna, why did you want to meet?" "I want you back." The words came out in a rush. I know that sounds crazy after everything, but I realize now what I gave up. "What did you give up?" "You. Us. A good relationship with someone who actually cared about me." "I did care about you." "I know. And I threw it away for. God, I was so stupid. Richard was all lies. I should have known." "Probably." She leaned forward, reaching across the table like she wanted to take my hand, but I kept mine around my coffee cup. "So we can try again? I'm different now. I learned my lesson." "Anna, you said I wasn't enough for the life you deserved. You said you needed someone who could really provide for you." "I was wrong. I was stupid and shallow, and you weren't wrong. You were honest. Maybe for the first time in our relationship." Her face went pale. "What do you mean? You told me exactly what you valued. What mattered to you. And it wasn't me. It was what someone could give you. But I realize now, you realize now that Richard couldn't give you what you wanted. But that doesn't change what you wanted. People change, Mike." I finished my coffee and set the cup down. "Maybe. But I'm not interested in finding out. So that's it. 2.5 years means nothing." I stood up. It means I learned something important about myself. And apparently, so did you. She was still sitting there when I left, staring at the empty coffee cup across from her. Walking back to my car, I thought about the apartment I'd moved into after Anna left. Smaller, but in a better neighborhood, with a balcony that got morning sun. I thought about the photography class I'd started taking on weekends, something I'd always wanted to try, but never had time for when I was working extra hours to cover Anna's expenses. I thought about Sarah, the woman I'd met at that photography class, who paid for her own dinners and never once asked me what kind of car I drove. I realized I hadn't thought about Anna in weeks before she texted. And walking away from that coffee shop, I knew I probably wouldn't think about her much going forward either. Some lessons are expensive, but they're worth every penny. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share it in the comments.